Okay, once again, you're watching PJ Collection Clothing Online Training. Quickly, I'll be showing us how to make this. Okay, so someone sent me this. So I'll be showing us how to go about making this, right? Okay, I already have it. So to begin with, I believe we already know how to cut your senator fabric. I believe we already know how to do the cutting. So I'm using this just to show us, please. I'm using this just to show us how to achieve that, right? So this is your cutting, these are neck, right? These are neck. Remember, and this is in form of a V and a collar, V in the form of a collar neck, right? So now I'm working for a key. This is my neck already, which I've formed already. This is the back folded on top of the front, right? So remove, so what we do is this. So from this point, from this neck, this is for neck. What I have here is for neck 11. So measuring from this point round, this is 5.5, right? So this is for neck 11. So from this point, I'll be moving down by 3 inch. So from here, 3 inch, right? Or let's use 2.5. So from this 2.5, we cut back to give that V shape. Okay, so this is it. So we have that V shape there, right? Now, from this point, you now measure. In this case, we're using the head circumference, right? Because there is no slit or there is no button, press button or zip there. So from here, you need to take note of the head circumference, because if it is small, it won't pass through the head because there is no zip at the shoulder and there is no pleats here or opening, whatever form. So we take note of the head circumference. If you're doing this particular design, you take note. So from this point, you measure to know if it will pass through the head. If it is for an adult, maybe the head is 22. So you measure from here to know, confirm if that will be okay. So having said that, okay, so now the next thing, so from this point, we'll now put a notch. So we'll put a notch, There are different methods of achieving this. So we'll now remove this. So now, this is the front, right? So this is the front, okay? So this is what we have here, right? So that notch, remember there's a notch there, as you can see, there's a notch here. So now fold this to the wrong side and use your hemi gum to gum it neatly. If you want to do it now, that's fine. If you want to do it later, that's still fine. So quickly keep this aside. Okay, so now when I get a soft cloth gum stay, you're getting a soft cloth gum stay. If you don't have a soft cloth gum, at this moment, I don't have a soft cloth gum, so let me quickly. Okay, I'm using this. I don't have, so for the purpose of this, I'll just use to illustrate how to achieve this. So before we do this, let's go and join, please. So you already know how to join, right? To get your back yoke, you get your back yoke, your front. You already know how to joining the half-inch round. So let's do the joining now. Okay, so I've done the joining. Remember, we already know how to do this, right? We already know how to do this. So I'll quickly iron this down. Okay, so we have this, right? So as you can see, we now have this. Okay, so the next thing for us to do is to take note of the circumference here. So you measure this. Let's take note of the circumference of this. So make sure while doing that, at least 1 inch should be down below the notch point. Take note 1 inch below or 1.5 below. So measure this round. Take note either 1 inch or 1.5 inch below the notch point. So quickly take this round. Make sure you do it carefully. Okay, below 1 inch. That is total is 20. Let me use 20. The total here is 20. So I'll keep this aside. So I'll get you get your cloth gum. Get your cloth gum. So this is the cloth gum. Remember, it's 20 inches. 20 inches. Take note, the cloth gum or your paper gum. What I'm using here is my paper gum. So I'll mark 20 inches. From here, that is 10. It's on fold. That's 10. So okay, all right. So now also take note of where the folding will start. Remember, it's a V and also in form of a collar folder, right? So let's take note of where. Remember, 1 inch below the notch point. So 1 inch below that notch point. So let's assume from this point it's starting from 3 inch. Take note, from 3 inch, right? So I'll fold this into 2. So work with a ruler here. So fold this into 2. So remember, unfold is 10. Okay, so still. Okay, so we mark a straight line. So let's get a straight line here. So let's get a straight line. Remember, this is unfold, right? Please take note, this is a closed part. This is a closed part, right? So now we also need to take note of the width. Now let's take note of the width here. The width of this notch. You also need to take note of the width. So the width we have there plus the sewing allowance down, that is 1 inch. So the width is 1 inch. So from this point, remember 1 inch will be going below. So take note, 1 inch will be going below. Take note, 1 inch will be going below that, right? Then at the point of 3, that is where the folding will start from. So take note of this. 1 inch is going below the notch. Then at the point of 3, that is where the folding will start from, right? So now take note of the width from this point. 1 inch. Take note, 1 inch. Then from here, we'll curve a little. I don't have, you have that, your curve, your form of a bishop collar, right? Take notes. Take note. So we have this curve here. So this will come this way. So you take note of this. Take note that from here to here, this way will be going in. Then from here, so we have this curve, right? So we'll be cutting this way. So we'll be cutting this way. Take notes. Cutting this way. You can do it as, please make sure you have the middle there. So you also cut this way. This is for a baby, so you can test this. So we have this shape, right? So we'll be having this. So now let's gum this. Now let's transfer this to a black fabric. We're transferring this to a black fabric. So transferring this to a black fabric. So gum this down. So gum this down. After